campus at BC on Monday. They are 6-3 at home. Wake Forest 2-3 on the road, 1-2 at neutral sites. Story for them has been outstanding play at home. They've won 14 straight at Lawrence Joel Coliseum. As we are underway, the tip is controlled by the Deacs, with Tyree Appleby having the basketball. It's the screen from Andrew Carr. They are stout up front with Carr and Matthew Marsh. In the corner to Monsanto. Carr engulfs the rebound and the putback.
That's going to be a huge key to the game. Can Boston College keep Carr and Marsh off the glass? And Monsanto, as he attacks the basket tonight with offensive rebounding, which is going to be key.
Eagles with 3 guards, Zackery, Ashton Langford, and Langford. Lamar and Mackay. Ashton, the brothers from Worcester, Mass. 45 minutes down the road from Chestnut Hill. Prince Aligbe, impressive freshman from Minneapolis, finds Ashton Langford. Here's the 3 by Post with 1 on the shot clock.
It's a good look for Post. He faded on that shot, but that's a shot he can make and a shot he needs to make for Boston College to improve offensively.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge part of their game. The Eagles need to be much better from the outside. A wild heave by Monsanto, rare misfire for him. And Tom, our keys to the game, what are they?
Well, right now, there is no question that Wake Forest has got to create open threes off their drive and kick game. Not only Appleby, but they've got to make the next pass. And we just saw it when Carr got the rebound. They've got to rebound in this game against Boston College and deal with the physicality. For Boston College, they've got to be able to defend the 3. That's not their strength. It's going to be very, very important. And they have got to limit their live ball turnovers.
Out of bounds with 11 to shoot for Wake Forest. The efficiency offensively for that man, Steve Forbes. He's one of the better offensive coaches in the nation, and Earl Grant's defense has got to be tenacious.
There's no doubt about it. They get great spacing on the break. Watch the step back here with Carr for a 3. A play we could see later on, especially in any type of late game situation.
Steal by Zackery in the open floor, and he finds Ashton Langford. Good distribution by Jaeden Zackery.
You know, I said this to Jaeden Zackery today. He's one of the best coast-to-coast guards that I've watched this year, and I've watched a lot of basketball, certainly in the ACC. Tacked it, gave it up. Perfect.
High praise. Zackery with his 27th steal. That's number 1 on BC. It's only shooting 37%. Hildreth with the drive and a foul.
The hands of Jaeden Zackery are so good because he's strong, he's physical. That's a great reach in. Monsanto's got to be stronger with the ball. But look at Zackery. The eyes are up. He's seeing the defense. I talked to him earlier today. He sees the defense very early when he's pushing the ball up.
Skip pass by Hildreth out of bounds. Hildreth, part of this offense that has been so effective in Steve Forbes since coming over from East Tennessee State. An impressive resume.
Well, impressive is that sweater vest right there. All right, he could go. He didn't even have to change clothes from being outside. Fortunately, it wasn't raining too hard. Steve's a great, great coach. I've known him for 30-plus years since he was at Barton County. He has come up the hard way, never a silver spoon in his mouth, and has done a fantastic job.
Aligbe slices through the lane.
He's got to dunk. Prince, you've got to dunk that, Prince.
Hildreth. Strong drive to the cup with the left hand.
Great drive. He averaged 4 and 3 last year. He's one of the most improved players in the ACC, Cameron Hildreth. No doubt about it. Really, really strong, physical, attacks the rim.
The 3 by Ashton Langford is too strong. Aligbe with a rebound to DeMar Langford. And Langford's been one of the better BC players the last 3 games as a foul is on the Deacs. That's on Matthew Marsh, his first.
Okay, watch now as DeMar Langford makes this catch, okay? He gets the rebound. I want you to watch his eyes, okay? Finish through the contact, okay? Don't drop your head. Don't just ease it up there. See it all the way through. It's a huge, huge part of it, getting better at scoring at the rim.
Yeah, you had an interesting observation about players not finishing on layups earlier at shoot-around, but his numbers have been much better the last 3 games.
Oh, he's effective now. He's good. You know what he's got? For a younger player, he's got a very good shoulder bump. There's guys in the NBA don't have as good a shoulder bump as he's got to create contact and create some separation when he goes to the basket. The trouble is sometimes he fades too early on his shot.
Do you like what BC is doing, picking up full court?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, this is one way to create the pace of the game without allowing them to come down and get comfortable in their drive and kick game.
Zackery against Carr. Height differential for Andrew Carr on that one against the 6'1" Jaeden Zackery. Post in the post for Ashton Langford. He got flustered, and a bump goes out of bounds. Earl Grant, formerly at College of Charleston, 8 games under 500 at BC, still rebuilding a culture in Chestnut Hill.
But you know what I like about both of these programs, especially what Earl and his staff are doing? They're getting better. I mean, there's a player development plan at Boston College, and that's why he's going to win. He had it at College of Charleston. That's why he had the success that he had there. He left that program in fantastic shape, and Pat Kelsey's done a great job with it there, and that's the sign of a great leader.
But the shooting is in short supply early for the Eagles. 1 for 5 from the field, and there's a 3 by our spotlight player, Ty Appleby.
No, you're not going to be able to go under the pick and roll on Tyree Appleby. You just can't go under. He's got too good a vision. It was like giving him a layup right there.
Appleby, 37 for 81 on 3-pointers. That's 45%. Langford skips it to his brother Mackay. Zackery off the dribble at the foul line.
See, that's the shot that Zackery has got to be ready to shoot. Zackery never really gave himself a chance to make that 3, and that's the kind of play Boston College has got to have.
What a pass by Appleby to Marsh.
Now, this is where you need a basket right now. It's early in the game, but you need to establish you're going to go inside, get some movement, get a foul, or get something into that paint. Cannot take a jumper early here.
Coach Marsh is 40 for 45 from the field.
Oh, he's so good around the bucket. I mean, he's strong. He rebounds the ball. He creates space in there.
Bump by Post gets doubled by the big men, and he picks up contact.
Well, we'll give him credit because they could have called the travel. He shuffled his feet, but he's going to the line. Exactly what they had to do. All right. Great.
C on ESPN.
Here we go. Tyree Appleby sets up like he's going to refuse it, go to his right. Zackery's caught in his shoes. Tyree Appleby pops it behind the line of the screen. And look at his eyes. This is what I'm talking about with responsible freedom. He's pushing, he's changing speeds and direction. Marsh is running the floor. He finds him. Eyes were up the whole way. That's where he has improved so much. His delivery of the basketball, John, is so much better than what it had been the last couple of years at Florida. And that's that. If he's going to continue to be the efficient guard that he's been inside the ACC for Steve Forbes, he's got to continue to play that way.
Foul before the break on Matthew Marsh. He has 2, so an early foul trouble for the Deacs. And you saw him, you had a bird's eye view of Appleby when you were coaching at Georgia. Why has he got better?
Well, I think he's playing efficient. I think he's become a much better extension of what Steve Forbes wants. I think he feels a comfort level from watching him play. And what Steve does is he starts to get away from it a little bit, starts to try to do too much. He pulls him back, and I think that's important.
What a pass on the break by Cam Hildreth, who goes coast to coast and finds Monsanto. That was easy.
Yeah, no question about it. And when you look at Davion Bradford in the game now, when he runs like that, that's what losing 40 pounds will do from you. He's dropped 40 pounds since transferring from Kansas State to Wake Forest.
Appleby, the corner 3. Bradford.
There he is.
There's your putback. He has 4 points off their bench.
Well, John, that wasn't the lob that he was asking for from B.J. Mackey today, and asking why isn't he getting lobs, but he's finding a way to dunk the ball.
Could be Lob City in Winston-Salem.
Well, he keeps playing like that. He's going to get some lobs. He's going to get more minutes.
Elite Bay for 3, and that's a nice development for BC. They needed that.
Very much so. When he lines up like that, because he's the best player they have in the middle of the floor. When you put him in the foul line situation, and when he can stretch that back to 3, he's really going to take steps. I've been really impressed with Prince's improvement in the last month.
Well, he comes with an impressive resume out of high school at Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis. As it goes out of bounds, it's BC ball.
Yeah, when you think about the guys he's played with, Jalen Suggs, Chet Holmgren, it's a lot of talent in Minnesota. He played in a great AAU program for Brian Sanford, and he's really come along. I mean, you can tell he was the last guy off the floor today, John. He was working with the coaches after the walkthrough was over. Wake Forest was coming on the floor. That's when he left. That's impressive.
Devin McLaughlin with the ball. He's been excellent off BC's bench. Zackery the drive.
Got to shoot that. You've got to shoot that, Jaeden. Shoot the ball. Does a great job of getting to the rim. He had a layup.
He had a good look. And he hinders the progress of Hildreth past half court and draws the foul.
See, this is an example. Jaeden Zackery is a very good straight line player, okay? He's there, just score with your left hand. You've got the man beat, all right? Take it into Bradford's body. Take the foul.
That's frustrating for a coach, isn't it?
Well, because I really have a lot of respect for him. He won a national championship. He's from Salem, Wisconsin. Donnie Tyndall did a fantastic job with him in junior college, and Earl's done a great job with him here.
A three by Hildreth, and the rebound for McLaughlin. McLaughlin, one of the top men off ACC benches this year.
Well, he's a real winner. He's from South Forsyth, Georgia. They won a lot of games. I think they won 17, 18 in a row at one point. He's made himself a much better player, and I think he's going to be a legitimate three-point shooter for them.
And a steal. Eagles get it back. Ashton Langford to TJ Bickerstaff, who checks in off the bench. And the foul line jumper off the mark.
What I'd like to see TJ do with that is just take that thing to the basket and create a collision at the rim, put the pressure on the referees to make a call, and just go at it. He's got to play with more confidence.
Nifty dribbling by Appleby at the baseline. Finds Davian Williamson. He can score. Runner, no good.
Good drive. Again, straight line drive.
And what a women's basketball matinee doubleheader we have for you tomorrow on ESPN and the app. Aaliyah Boston and #1 South Carolina host 14-4 Missouri at 1 Eastern. And it's the Tobacco Road rivalry game between #11 NC State, #22 North Carolina. Should be a terrific afternoon of hoops on ESPN.
That's 4 high-level teams tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
4 high-level coaches as well.
What a season thus far in women's basketball. And on the men's side, the narrative nationally is it's anybody's ball game.
And I think that's exactly why. I think it's truly the case.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got to go on the road in league play.
Madsen just checks in for BC, and the rebound put up and in by Devin McLaughlin.
Yeah. See, and that's where Mason right there, wide open. Hold your follow through, Mason. Stick your landing. Don't fall back. Shoot that ball with confidence. But a great putback.
McLaughlin 7 points per game in 17 minutes. Hildreth, outstanding pass to Bradford, the Kansas State transfer. We got a foul on the Eagles.
Well, Cameron Hildreth is absolutely a steal recruit for Steve Forbes. Okay, he's done such a fantastic job. And the bottom line, he drives in a straight line. Great cut. Eyes are up. Makes the pass. Right into Davion Bradford. All he didn't get was the finish. But Hildreth is a problem, a real problem.
The word that comes to mind when watching everybody on this Wake team is savvy and crafty.
Exactly. And Cameron Hildreth, to go from averaging 4 and 3 a year ago to being over 12 now, I think he's the leading rebounder on this team.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big, big step. Steve Forbes was telling me today, he credits one of his closest friends, Nick Nurse, for Cameron Hildreth, because Nick, when he was playing or coaching in England.
And the air ball by Bradford.
Cameron Hildreth's dad played for the Brighton Bears, who Nick Nurse coached before he was in the G League and the NBA. And because of their relationship, that's how he ended up with Steve Forbes.
What a story.
What a great friend. I need some friends like that.
Should have called on Nick Nurse a little bit more, right?
Steve and Nick they go way back to the cornfields of Iowa, way back.
McLaughlin overzealous with a pass and a turnover. Eagles have been pretty good with the basketball this year, 12 turnovers per game, but Earl Grant told us the key to this game is limiting live ball turnovers.
No question. And this is not a good turnover, but at least it's a turnover. Okay, I liked it because it was off of a cut, which they need to get, and it was an opportunity to set their defense. The live ball turnovers are where Wake is fantastic.
Wake Forest is riding a 3-10 scoring drought. They're averaging over 74 points per game. Appleby or Carr gets doubled by Madsen and McLaughlin. Good defense by the Eagles. Carr, though, takes advantage over McLaughlin.
Wow. You know what he did, John? He kept that ball up the entire time. He didn't have an outlet. He didn't force it, but he never dropped the ball where BC could strip it from him.
McLaughlin off the pass for Bickerstaff, and a baseline foul. So BC shooting 30%, Wake Forest 54%, 4-point deficit for the Eagles. Transfer and impact early for the Deacs.
Well, he really didn't. For a guy who 40% of his shots are threes, all right, he's very comfortable down here. He does a great job of not forcing the ball. He keeps the ball strong. He keeps the ball high. If he'd have kept the, if he'd have taken tried to pivot across, he would have never got it off. He kept it strong. He went up. He finished through the contact. It was moderate, but made a great play. That's what they've got to have around the bucket from Andrew Carr.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. They didn't expect that much offense from him, at least for the first half of the season, but double figures in 10 games is productive for Steve Forbes. Here's Mason Madsen, who needs to get his offense going for the Eagles.
Yep, that's a good, strong catch. You know, any ability to get Mason Madsen, you just get another step closer to the bonus. Our rule of thumb, we wanted to be in that bonus both halves, all right, by the 12-minute mark. Every chance we did, every chance we could.
And Jaeden Zackery off the mark with a three-point attempt. When Zackery scores, BC is successful. They're 4-0 when he scores 16 or more. He had 18 against Notre Dame January 3rd. That was a season high. Pretty much won the game for the Eagles.
Well, when he's playing with confidence, I think he's an X factor for this team. I mean, he might be the X factor for this team.
Agreed. Williamson with a deflection. Here comes Zackery in transition.
Great block. Williamson did not get a great jumper up there. He just kind of cast it like he was open. And to get the block.
Travel.
When Williamson is moving, all right, when he's stepping into it, when he's getting good lift, you know, basically, I mean, he's so comfortable shooting on a spot-up shot, and that's what's got to happen. See, there's no real lift here, all right? Great close. I mean, a great closeout by Madsen, all right? Jumps when he jumps, gets his hand up, all right? Blocks it with the right hand, fantastic.
Hildreth gets blocked again by Madsen.
Oh, my goodness.
Not known for his defense.
Not known for his blocked shots.
That's for sure. DeMar Langford. To Zackery, now to Madsen. Eagles patient offensively. Good look for Madsen.
Falling back again.
Post the putback.
That's where Madsen's got to step into it. He hops into his shot, okay? And when you hop into your shot, you got to still get great lift with your left foot. And when he doesn't get that lift, he fades early. The ball is squared. It's just not going in. He's just got to go up a little bit more compact. But you know what? Who needs offense when Jaeden Zackery is blocked in shots? There's the offense, okay? Don't fall back. Go straight. Great follow-up by Post. Keeps the ball high. Doesn't bring it down. All right, great job of Madsen. Jumping when he jumps. He had the verticality. Went straight up. All right, we must have a hidden wingspan in there that Madsen has. He must be in that +5 category that we didn't recognize.
You think he keeps it in his back pocket?
When he stretches like that, that helps their defense. It's going to make those guys think about it.
Second foul moments ago on Zackery. The long-distance shot by a guy who loves to hit the three. Monsanto, he has amazing range.
He does, and that's where he showed it, all right? And he was challenged. He followed through. He knocked it down. High-level shooter.
And Quentin Post capitalizes in the post.
That was quick. Post came across that lane. Great finish. All right, showed he was in his stance the whole way.
Bobby Klintman, good look for him. That was wide open, and that's Wake Forest offense. Perfectly executed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When they get up, they don't need a lot of passes. They just need to get the ball reversed. They need to swing it. What Wake does a phenomenal job of is they get to their spots. When they're going to get to the corner, they get to the corner. They don't cheat it. And they cut hard. They cut purposeful.
And how about the ferocity on defense by Andrew Carr? So their defense turning into offense. Appleby off the dribble. Flustered by Post. Monsanto rimming out. He's one of the hottest shooters in the country. Good attempt at a save by Bobby Klintman. How about Hildreth setting up Klintman?
I love it. He moves. He's got a great feel. Okay, he came over and played at Sunrise Christian. It's a very good sign. Another guy that understands the game. You can tell he's been well-trained in his past before he came to the United States. I love his feet. I think he's going to be a really, really good shooter for Wake Forest as his career goes on and certainly as this season goes on.
Klintman averaging 4 points and 3.5 rebounds. Post gets cut off. Great pass. Madsen to DeMar Langford.
You know what I like
pretty.
about it? Sure was. What I like about Madsen right now, he's playing basketball. He's missed a couple of shots, but he's getting assists. He's getting block shots.
That will play well in the video session, won't it?
Oh, he needs it. He needs his confidence because I said to him today, I've said to you today, when we were at Georgia and he was at Cincinnati, we would game plan for his three-point shooting.
Yeah, that was...
We were afraid of his range. We were afraid of his ability to make threes.
That was a revelation. Here comes Mekhi Ashton Langford in transition. Missed opportunity again.
Missed opportunity. He's got to make that play.
Empty possession. Appleby fakes the three. Klintman got it. Wide open for Bobby Klintman. Last 9 points for Wake Forest have been on threes. That stat, a disparity. BC 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. And we have a timeout, media timeout, but Bobby Klintman has been instant offense off the bench.
Again, but here's Tyree Appleby, okay? Makes a great kick out, gets in the paint, had a pull up.
The difference between those that have a little number next to their name and no number, not very much.
7 points with Tom Crean. I'm John Mita Perrell and Cam Hildreth, part of this Wake Forest offense, which is ultra efficient.
Well, he gets a lot done. He's tough, he's physical, he can score, he can drive the ball. When he adds the passing element to his game, he'll be that much of a better player because it's in there. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Steve Forbes said the same thing today.
And a steal. They trap at the steal, but then taken away for a moment by Quentin Post, but out of bounds off Post to Mekhi Ashton Langford moments ago, an empty possession.
Exactly. See here, you get into the paint, go by Appleby. Don't broad jump and take the layup. Take one more dribble and go by the defender, and then you're getting a clean layup. The broad jump is so hard, you got to be perfect on a broad jump.
Marsh finds Hildreth, and the floater is good.
Oh, is he good? He's good. Somewhere the Brighton Bears are proud to be watching this guy tonight. Somewhere live streaming.
When you say Brighton, you know Brighton's down the road here in Massachusetts.
We're talking a little bit further away from Massachusetts.
A little across the ocean. Madsen's three.
It's fading. He's fading on his shot.
Monsanto, a rare miss.
He's good in transition, but the better play for Monsanto would have been to drive it. Hildreth has got so much strength. I mean, to credit the weight program that they have there. Gets in that straight line. See, he almost used the shoulder bump. He didn't quite need it. He goes up, and here's one thing a lot of young players do. They get that close. They don't extend and finish their shot. Hildreth did, just like that. They are so good in their baseline out-of-bounds plays at getting rollbacks, slips. Steve Forbes spent a lot of time with one of the better baseline out-of-bounds coaches in college basketball, and Bruce Pearl. And he certainly took some great ideas from him and added his own wrinkles to it because he's phenomenal in out-of-bounds plays.
And it's off the hinges for BC. Foul on Quentin Post. Here's our Big 12's SEC Super Tuesday doubleheader. We start with a Sunflower Showdown in Manhattan. Jalen Wilson at number 2 Kansas taking on Keontae Johnson at number 11 Kansas State at 7 Eastern. And Oscar Schwebwe in Kentucky hosts Georgia. Both games on ESPN and the app, and they should be outstanding. Appleby.
Good look. Get the ball screen. Now the lane's open. Now the lane is open for Appleby. That's when he's at his best. Great dump off.
Beautiful dump off to Andrew Carr, and Earl Grant flummoxed by what he's seeing. A 9-0 run for the Deacs, and Ty Appleby's having his way with the BC defense. Ty Appleby, outstanding.
Well, what I think he's so good, he got the random ball screen here late in the clock. All right, the roller, Carr, gets into what we call the alley. His butt's to the baseline. The defense loses him. They step up, which is not what Earl Grant wants. Earl wants guys to step across, not up.
And another turnover. Appleby, athletic. How about that?
That's a tough finish.
My goodness.
That's a tough finish. He got air on the ball. I'm not a big finger roll guy, but that one was beautiful.
He's putting on a clinic, showing you why he's a possible ACC Player of the Year. Alibe looking for the hometown bounce.
See, that's the one you don't need. And Prince is going to be able to make that shot. You don't need a one-pass three to break the momentum that they have right now at Wake.
Carr, why not? Everything else is going right for the Deacs.
This is where you've got to get the ball inside. Okay, he just called a timeout. See if you can stem the tide to the 4. All right, attack the zone. Get the zone overloaded.
14-0 run. Ashton Langford snaps it.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. If they're going to see the zone continuously, they're going to have to play through the middle, get the ball swung out, find a way to overload it.
Ashton Langford leads BC in scoring, 12.3 per game. Only his 12-3 and 47 attempts. Appleby to Carr. He's feasting. Why is that happening?
Well, because he's in the role, and because they're so concerned right now about the shooters of Wake that something was going to have to give tonight. All right, they're on the shooters, which is what they're supposed to do, but it's basically a 2-on-2 game in the lane because they're going after Appleby in the ball screen.
Boy, they are so fantastic on the offensive end when it's going in the right direction.
Good seal, good finish.
Langford,
stay with it.
Strong, can't finish. Did the hard part.
Come on, guys, reward him with something. That's a couple plays at the rim. Give him a foul.
You're calling for a foul.
I am calling for a foul.
Here.
And I'd be calling if I was over there.
3 by Damari Monsanto. Bickerstaff goes up, and there's contact.
Well, one thing Steve does, he changes defenses when you call a timeout. Went to the zone, got the steal. Great.
Thanks very much, Dallin. Long first half for BC thus far, as Steve Forbes' offense has been phenomenal, shooting 55% as they double Jaeden Zackery.
There you go. Now it's overloaded. There you go. They've got to find a way to attack the middle.
And a foul on Ty Appleby. Was that a good call?
Yeah. I think one thing I love to do against a 1-3-1 is go in there and seal the middle man. All right, because you've got to you cannot let the middle man here, in the case of Carr, just be a one-man zone. Okay, and that's a good foul because you've either got to seal and play there, or you've got to catch the ball at the foul line. All right, and then space everything down to the corner, because once the ball goes into the middle of the floor, okay, now it's basically becoming a 2-3 zone. The 1-3-1 basically becomes a 2-3 once it hits that middle, and now you can play out of it, and that's where you have a chance to run an overload by bringing somebody across in a flash.
The Eagles have left a lot of points at the foul line this year, only 67% as a team, as Zackery hits 2.
It's just got to stem the tide. It's a 15-point game with 3 minutes left in the first half. It's a long game. The hardest thing for players to understand, you're not getting it all back in a couple of possessions. You just can't have empty or live ball turnover possessions.
Appleby nifty to Carr. Carr has been a handful in the post.
Well, he's what's so versatile in the sense that he can play 4, he can play 5. He's very comfortable around the rim. He makes threes. He's playing with really, really good purpose and poise.
Certainly is, with 13 and 5 already. McLaughlin the jump. Carr tries to keep it alive. He's doing it on both ends.
Great pass. Again, Appleby, I could say it 1,000 times, he plays with his eyes up now. That's somewhere where he's improved so much. And that looks simple, but when you're dealing with a couple of defenders, all right, he's not thinking about scoring. He's thinking about making a basketball play. And that's so important. Let's see if Langford gets something here going to the rim.
C.J. Pena on the floor for the Eagles. Off the bench for Earl Grant. Double. Pena.
Nice pass.
The beneficiary.
Nice
Good look.
pass. C.J. Pena is an important player. He's older. He's been around. He looks pretty tough to me, and he can make threes in a drive and kick spot-up type of action if they get it, especially against this zone.
Excellent pass by Devin McLaughlin. Appleby driving. McLaughlin with the board. Here comes Makai Ashton Langford. Oh, boy, he slices and he dices.
There you go. He
That's
went
what you're
by
looking
the
for.
defender. That's what you got to do. Don't broad jump that in. You know what he did, John? He kept his eyes up. He scored it with his left hand. He kept his eyes up. He finished with his eyes.
You've seen that throughout his games this year. He's not finishing it well enough with his eyes.
Well, what he likes to do.
Oh, boy, here's another one.
We got to find
Carr.
Carr is just, right now, they've got a middle game. They've got a baseline game. And when you've got a baseline game and a middle game like they have right now, where Carr can float in and out of those areas, they got 5 shooters on the floor right now, John. That's what makes this team so hard, because you can get hugged up on your man quickly.
Good look for Jaeden Zackery. Nails the open 3. And an answer after the Carr dunk. But Carr has 15 first-half points.
Well, he's doing a great job now, okay? If you drop into this defense, you drop into the zone, where is the man on the baseline?
Offensive foul, says Lee Cassell on Cam Hildreth. Little momentum for the Eagles.
Oh, no question. Again, and take open threes, don't hunt threes. All right, great job. Great look by Hildreth. That's why this young guy is going to be such a good player, because that's not an easy pass. But he plays with his head up. He's an unselfish player, and Carr's doing a great job of getting lost behind the defense.
You see with a 7-2 run, Zackery open 3, C.J. Pena.
It's a good 3, though, John. That's a good 3. He can make that 3. It's a wide-open driving kick 3.
And they track down the loose ball rebound.
Yeah. Now, that's their strength is not three-point shooting, but that time right there, Jaeden Zackery, rather than driving the defender, he's got to swing that ball to Madsen for him to either be able to shoot it or make the next pass.
Foul on Jaeden Zackery, and we will take a timeout as the Eagles try to claw back in, down by 12. Is Saturday, January 21st. A little bit of everything this month on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus.
I love this right here, John. They're bringing the pressure. They're not in an all-out, let's trap. They're in a situation where they're making them take some time off. They're not letting them get comfortable. And here's where they've got to bear down and not allow Carr to get behind the defense and not lose somebody, all right, spotting up high, like here right now we have with Monsanto.
A steal by Chaz Kelly. First action for him to Pena for the reverse lay-in. Kelly to Pena in transition.
That's a good play. They over-penetrated it. Great hands, great finish. Pena's going to bring a lift. I know we got 20 seconds, but he did a really good job of coming in here, bringing some toughness to the game, as has Chaz Kelly.
BC has made 4 of its last 5 shots. Deacs holding for the last shot of the half.
Watch Carr get to the baseline.
Appleby the take. Rebound to BC. Here comes Kelly. Just shy. But a boost for BC on both ends of the floor.
Well, they did a really good job of coming back. And again, they're going to get open looks. The matter is don't shoot them quick. But Wake has got, this is a great time for us.
We help us a little bit if they tend to do that.
Last question, is there anything you do to put some pressure on the referees to get you to the foul line?
Well, we haven't got there yet, so, I mean, I guess we got there twice and hadn't scored. Probably the first time in a long time we haven't, scored at the free throw line. We got to get there because we're good at that.
All right, Steve, thanks very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Wake Forest with a 10-point advantage as the Eagles have the basketball. Tamar Langford over to Jaeden Zackery from 12, and he nails it. So BC's good offensive movement continues.
Right there. That's it. They reversed it. They played through the middle, or played through the post. Get it out. Textbook pull-up jump shot by Jaeden Zackery.
Now, if you're Earl Grant in the locker room at the first half, what are you telling your offense?
Well, we got to keep Wake Forest off the free throw line. If Boston College can keep them from getting open threes and lock into that, but not put them on the foul line because they're a phenomenal free throw shooting team, they're going to be right back in it.
And then one opportunity for Cam Hildreth. He'll go to the line. Our halftime stats headlined by the three-point shooting of the Deacs. Eagles missed 9, but +2 rebounding edge for BC.
Well, then that's going to be key in this game. And they don't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but every one that they get just adds to the bonus of where they're at with their rebounding. But this is an important play because Hildreth's got the drive, the bucket, and the foul. So right away, there's a foul committed by Boston College, and we've played 45 seconds.
Foul was on DeMar Langford. Eagles with their original starting five. The Langford brothers, Quentin Post, Jaeden Zackery, and Prince Aligbe. And a steal by Tyree Appleby, who was a ubiquitous presence throughout the first half. And a kickball. Let's revisit our keys to the game, Tom.
Okay. Well, the bottom line is they've gotten some open threes. Monsanto has not had a lot of open threes. They're doing a really good job of guarding him, and he can't start hunting them. The rebounding game has been very good in the sense now Wake has got them at half. They had them 24-16 on points in the paint. Obviously, that's an advantage Wake. If Boston College has got to continue to defend tough.
Hildreth misfire. And a foul on the Deacs. That's on Andrew Carr, who had a terrific first half with 15 points.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing. Don't just defend the three-point line the way that they are. But I'm sure part of Earl's message at halftime and video at halftime was how they're going to make sure that they take care of Carr or Marsh in that alley and how they don't give up easy rolls to the rim.
Now, Marsh was quiet, not so much with Carr, though. Kai Ashton Langford. Was that too quick on the fire?
I think so. I think so. I mean, you're right in this game. The strength of his game is not come off screens, catch and shoot threes early in the clock. You know, this is a team when you've got DeMar, when you've got Mackay, when you've got Prince, get the ball into the paint, all right? And then make the driving kick, which will free up more space for post once they start reversing the ball. Now you got a chance to get post in a one-on-one. You don't need quick threes.
And you also have 3 fouls on Quentin Post. And Appleby converts.
Very good play. He's getting great jump on his jump shot. He releases it at the top of his jump. Did a great job of using the backboard.
He had 6 first-half assists, proving why he's a strong candidate for Player of the Year in the conference.
Well, he's efficient. I mean, there's no question. That's where his game has turned so much. Nice play by Prince. Nice play. He and DeMar Langford are the best on the BC team, in my opinion, of making plays in that paint, whether it's a straight-ahead jumper or a turnaround jumper. That's a nice play.
You talked to him at shoot-around today. What's the next step Prince Aligbe has to take to become a better player?
Don't hunt threes. Be a legitimate guy. Can't get beat off the dribble like that. Can't be late on the switch. Got to keep the dribble in front of him. Don't settle for jump shots. Don't make your mind up early that you have to score. Let the game come to you.
What great penetration by Hildreth as we have a collision at our table.
I'm sorry.
As the referee collides with Tom Green.
I got you.
Not much space here. Tom's going to play.
Want to get it? You okay?
Doctor here right at our table. So he'll get some help from Cam Hildreth and DC coordinator of game operations, Matthew Conway.
We might have an ankle roll here, John.
Yeah, Justin Porterfield, unfortunately, colliding with the table. Good job on your part, Tom, to help the cause.
Well, I'm not responsible for knocking over this curtain.
Don't worry about the curtain.
To help.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
I think he got his ankle caught in the chair.
He did, and he's going to have to leave, and it's going to.
Well, I'm going to stay here with you, John. They don't want me refereeing this game. I'm just going to stay right here with you, and we'll trust these two to handle it.
Boy, Tyree Appleby, good hustle, but then Justin Porterfield just doing his job, collides with our table.
Yeah, he did. He did. Watch his ankle. Watch his ankle. Hits, gets it caught. I hope it's not the knee. I think it's the ankle.
My goodness.
I'm not a doctor, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
But you've seen enough ankle injuries in your lifetime to know that that's dicey for Porterfield, but they don't teach you that in officiating school.
I've collided with a ref, but never from the TV table. So, but the table broke his fall. Unfortunately, his foot got caught in the chair.
We certainly hope he's okay. So it's Lee Cassell. And also Tony Henderson.
I'm going to go with he's going to get it taped up. I'm going to go with he's going to be back.
You think he'll be back?
Oh, yeah.
I
think Paul Brazo and Brian Kersey, they raised some great refs now in the ACC. Those are tough guys.
Paul Brazo, former assistant at BC.
Great guy. Great guy.
Brian Kersey as well. They do a terrific job.
When Brian Kersey retired from officiating, it wasn't a plus for officiating, but it was a plus for the ACC and running the league. There's some really good coordinators of officiating in the country. Mike Eads, Terry Weimer, Brian Kersey. Those guys do a great job.
So what's it like
John Cale.
Now with 2 officials as Chaz Kelly misses?
Well,
you had Lee Cassell and Tony Henderson in a jump ball.
that was not the shot that you need coming off of a dead ball timeout like that. Good job going for the basketball, 2 hands on the ball. That's just a good hustle basketball play. And I'm sure Steve Forbes is going to be happy that Mansato was inside of that, because I think he is way better than a guy that's got 4 offensive rebounds and 16 free throws.
And an offensive foul, says Tony Henderson. What happened there?
Well, I've got to get a better look at it. I thought personally they were going to call carry on Appleby. I thought he put the ball in the center of his hand, but we'll get a look at it here. He comes off the ball screen. See, I thought the ball stayed in his hand right there. All right. But he went into the body.
50-50 call as Matthew Marsh is called for the foul, his first. The drive by Bickerstaff, but out of control at the hoop.
Yeah, no, you got to come to 2 feet right there and go up and power it. You can't shoot that ball with the left hand with your eyes dropped.
Andrew Carr now has made 10 of his last 11 shots. What an addition to the portal for Steve Forbes coming out of Delaware. Aligbe finds Ashton Langford. Got it.
Great 3. Great job by Prince. Didn't panic. Got the ball. Delivered an on-time, on-target pass to Mekhi Ashton Langford in the corner. That's the kind of 3 you want.
Ashton Langford, the only Eagle in double figures, but a counter by Wake Forest.
And that's how you enter or counter a 3 in the corner. You come back, you get a straight line drive, you go to the basket.
Cam Hildreth. He has been a load. Hildreth, prime candidate for ACC Most Improved Player. Deep 3 by Ashton Langford. What happened?
You don't need that. You don't need that 3.
Right.
Is he open? Yes. But it's a 12-point game. Get the ball reversed, play through the paint. Then you get the kind of plays that he just got in the corner on the pass from Prince.
Chaz Kelly in transition drops it off for Aligbe. Missed opportunity for BC. No such thing as a 12-point bucket.
No. And that was a tough play. He went up strong. Good defensive positioning there. Verticality.
Good punch away by DeMar Langford. And that brings us to a timeout. Mekhi Ashton Langford with a 3.
Well, I like this. Look at Prince. He goes to it. He looks. It's not there. Makes the kick out. Wide open. Banged it. Great play, Mekhi Ashton Langford.
Fans enjoying the action at County Forum. BC has given them a little bit to cheer, especially in the last minutes of the first half. Tom Crean inbounds for Appleby and Wake Forest.
Carr on the step back for a 3. Well, ripped it to the basket.
Instead he turns
nice
around
play.
on Armani Mighty, who's had limited minutes for the Eagles in his first year in a BC uniform.
Well, they're searching right now, and he's got Davion Bradford inside. So got a chance to get up in the pick and roll. I like this. Roll hard, get to the alley. That's a good play. That's a good 3.
And a
nice play.
He's got it.
Very good spacing. They moved the ball. They got into the pick and roll. Credit him for the screen.
8 for 9 you saw for Andrew Carr and 7 rebounds. Lower leg injury for Tony Henderson. Justin Porterfield is on the floor as an official with Lee Cassell. So we wish Tony Henderson the best as he collided with the scorer's table moments ago. And Hildreth, the fadeaway 3. That was outstanding.
Wow. He's, as they would say, he is in his bag. And I didn't know that was in his bag. I didn't know the step back pull-up 3 was part of his game. But he is going to be a player in college basketball for Wake Forest.
14 points and 4 assists. Chaz Kelly misses the 3. The rebound for Bradford.
Yep, this is right now. Keep understanding there's a lot of game. We don't need to get out of character. BC put some stops together. Come down, get the ball inside out, make plays.
Such a difficult team to defend. Bradford. And he's got it.
That's a really good play by Hildreth. I didn't think he was going to make that pass. After the shoulder bump, he couldn't create the space. Made the pass to Bradford. Basically, the second half of the Florida State game, Steve Forbes just got Hildreth in any isolation that he wanted.
Now here comes the turnovers rearing their ugly head. Appleby, quick trigger, but the rebound from Williamson. And the drive, baseline. My goodness, what a play by Ty Appleby. He is superb.
Well, you know what? He missed the three, got the kick out. The old Tyree Appleby would have just shot that again, okay? This one got it, went to the rim. He's going to get a three-point play. He's playing so effective. He changes speeds. He changes hands. He's playing with his eyes up. He's finding different people. He's got extremely quick hands. That was a great finish. And the bottom line with Appleby, he's all over the floor. All right, that's a play in the pass. He just shot it again. He recognized who he had on him, drove it to the rim, gets the and one.
And they build the lead back up to 18 thanks to a 7-0 run. They matched their largest lead of the game. Now it's their largest lead at 19.
Yeah, you can't, we don't need, okay, we're BC, we don't need those quick threes from Chaz Kelly. What we need is to continue to move the ball, and if Chaz gets it off reversal, great. But keep moving the defense. Look to get something in the paint. That creates traffic.
Quentin Post has 3 fouls. He's on the bench. Dribble drive by Ashton Langford.
Well,
and an offensive foul.
Yeah, that's where Mackay has got to take one more dribble in that situation, probably come to a 2-foot jump stop and go up. But he would be such a more effective layup maker. Such an effective layup maker. If he comes to that jump stop, all right, takes one more dribble, whatever it needs to be, and then especially when he's driving on the left side with his right hand, don't spin the ball. Get it high up off the glass.
That's a great point on your part. You talked about that at the shoot-around. Spinning the ball is detrimental for him.
Well, it is. He gets there. He does a great job of going left.
Three by Hildreth. Are you kidding me? And the contact. My goodness, what a shot by Cam Hildreth.
I tell you what, Steve Forbes, I don't know what he got Nick Nurse for Christmas, but I'd probably double it. All right, because that's a great friend that finds you Cameron Hildreth. This guy, you know what? That's a tough shot. It's not a great closeout. The presence of mind to be able to hold his follow-through, to stick his landing, all right, when he's being run out in the corner, that's not an easy shot. You're in the corner.
No.
You've got the guys at the end of the bench standing right there with you. That's a heck of a play.
7 points shy of his season best. Third Wake Forest player with a triple-double. He did it earlier, November 26th against Hampton at home in a rout.
Now utilize post. You've got him back in. Here you go. Get it in the middle. Good roll. That's a good play.
Adson, the Cincinnati transfer.
Not bad. All right, a challenge shot, but he's going to the foul line. But played through the middle.
Yeah, what a women's basketball matinee doubleheader we have for you tomorrow on ESPN and the app. Aaliyah Boston at #1 South Carolina. They host 14-4 Missouri at 1 Eastern. Then it's the Tobacco Road rivalry game between #11 NC State and #22 North Carolina. Should be a fantastic afternoon of hoops, as it always is on ESPN.
Well, and going back to our referee with Tony Henderson, he's been dealing with some things in that lower leg injury. I feel bad for him. And if he's back there watching the game right now, we're pulling for you to be back out here.
You certainly are. That was a rough collision right next to you at the scorer's table. Here comes Mackay Ashton Langford, punched away by Appleby. Good hustle by Ty Appleby, doing it both ends of the floor. And a happy reaction from the Deacs. They should be happy. Yeah, salute Cam Hildreth. He hit that from Brighton Hill, England, to complete the 4-point play.
Now that's a scrub. Don't know. He might be. He was pretty good today. I'll tell you what he is. Steve Forbes is a heck of a basketball coach.
Yes, he is.
And he has done it the hard way. He's never been handed anything. I've known him since he was at Barton County Community College.
Inbounding To McLaughlin. Anston, the fadeaway three. That was better footwork.
It was better footwork, and it was better follow through, and he got lifted. He shot a jump shot there. He stepped into it on the move, shot a jumper.
That's his first three of the game, the sixth for the Eagles. Wake Forest has made 6 of their last 7 shots, and there's a 3 for Davian Williamson.
Well, the passing is just contagious. It starts with Appleby, but Hildreth is doing a fantastic job. Wake is always in movement right now. And when they get into the pick and roll game, they challenge you to decide who is going to take the roll man. And they always make the next pass tonight.
Tom, they're shooting 71% in the second half. Ashton Langford short and Hildreth the board.
Well, what they're doing is they're getting great ball reversal. They're getting 2-3 reversals every time, which just keeps spreading because Boston College is on them, but they're playing the game up high. All right.
What a drive by Appleby.
Good finish.
How does he knife through the defense?
Well, because he keeps the dribble alive. He keeps his eyes up. He's very good at changing speed and changing direction, and he doesn't pick the dribble up early in the paint. That's a big difference.
He's a tough riddle to solve for any defense. Quinton Post back in with 3 fouls. Ashton Langford just hoisting at will.
Yeah, we don't need this. There's still a lot of time. There's 10 minutes left. What you need is to keep getting the ball reversed, get an inside-out type of 3. You got to get to the foul line. You're not going to win this game and come back in this game just shooting jump shots.
Eagles 8 trips to the line. They've made 7 of them. Hildreth finds Carr, who's had a great night. Davion Bradford. And a foul, says Lee Cassell, on Mason Matson.
But what Appleby does here, the eyes stay up. Very, very good at changing direction. Doesn't pick the dribble up early. Uses the board, and that's a great example of shooting a high-reaching layup. Right? Yeah. He got the ball high up off the glass. Not a great board layup, but he didn't short-arm his shot, and he didn't pick his dribble up early. Can't stress that enough. How many shots are missed because guys pick that dribble up too early?
47 points from that trio.
And really what you have with Carr at 15 at half, hadn't missed a shot. He's just out here happy to be playing. He's not trying to have his career night. He's just playing basketball.
They're so poised. It's that offense that's so electric but efficient at the same time.
Well, they absolutely share the ball, John, and that sounds easy. All right, there's a lot of coaches in there right now today, around the country right now, they're watching that film knowing their teams didn't share the ball the way it needs to be shared with each other. And right now what's happening for Wake is they are getting lost in the game because they just keep moving the ball and it doesn't matter who scores it. And Appleby sets the tone because of the way he can get to the rim, because of the way he can make threes, but the way he continues to be on the attack, which frees people up. You've got to bring help to it.
Ashton Langford at the line. When they hired Steve Forbes, what was your reaction?
Well-deserved. Well-deserved. I thought it was a great get for Wake Forest. What he did at East Tennessee State was phenomenal. Steve's a survivor, man. I mean, he's just done a fantastic job. And the same thing I said about Earl Grant. Earl is one of those coaches. He's built his way up. He's built himself as a coach. No one gave it. The pedigree was that nothing was handed to him.
Right.
You know, they worked their way up. And I think that comes out in both their teams. And I know it's not going great for BC right now, but Wake has got a hungry, attacking basketball team. Relentless, fearless.
And BC needs more of that. The mantra from Earl Grant from day one has been gritty, not pretty.
Well, and they're getting better, but the problem becomes, no, that's not there. That pass was not there. And you know what started the whole thing, John? He didn't have his eyes up. They brought the double team to him, and he thought somebody was there. He couldn't see it. Yeah. Earl Grant will get this thing turned. More people need to come to these games. This is a great atmosphere. All right? It's a great atmosphere.
It's hurt them with no students on campus. They'll be back on Monday. But you're right. They've definitely cranked up some energy in the building.
And they've cranked up the heat. I've been in some places that serve with hockey. When I was coaching in Milwaukee at the Bradley Center, and we were in a building that also had a hockey team, we'd have to call at 6:30 in the morning for them to get the heat turned on, so it would at least feel like 68 once we got there in the afternoon. And they did it every time. They were wonderful to work with. But like, this is a great environment in here.
It is.
It really is. There's just not as many people as should be, but this team is going to get better.
But a 24-point lead for the Deacs. Feels like Sarasota in there. Your hometown.
Well, I'm not quite going with that. So, but I don't work well in Sarasota. I got to get out and run, be on my bike, do some of those type of things. I'm happy sitting right here.
I got it.
Because it's not real warm outside.
No. A winter day in New England, that's for sure. Quick post, the double. And he can't capitalize.
Well, that's a play where he probably didn't have the shot because of the way they defended it, but he needed a receiver to get into his vision instead of standing at the top in the slot.
Appleby. Klintman goes baseline. Hildreth thought about it. Now he takes another one.
Now,
had to beat the
if
shot.
Cam would have hit that one, he would have needed to hit Steve to get him out of the game and head straight to the 7-Eleven to buy some lottery tickets. If he'd have hit that one. Dunkin' Donuts, do they sell lottery tickets? No,
They do not. Right? 7-Eleven, yes.
I know we're in the Dunkin' Donuts area.
Cumberland Farms is a big area
okay.
there, too. There you go. I know you're familiar with those in Bristol, Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
Klintman. Williamson. And the rebound from McLaughlin. So both teams struggling at the moment.
Well, no guaranteed. Part of Steve's conversation at the TV timeout at the 8 mark is going to be go through the paint. Now they're starting to settle for threes.
Skipping a pass. Madsen. He nails it.
There you go. He's lined up. It was an inside-out pass. Good skip pass. Both teams are very good skip passing teams. Wake Forest had breakdown drills in it today.
And we have a timeout. So Mason Madsen with 2 threes off the BC bench. Eagles trail by 21. They have never led in this one in Chestnut Hill.
I love it. I love it. Here's why. Because he knew his team was starting to settle and think that this game is over. He called a timeout early in the Florida State game because it was a game where they were just kind of going up and down the court, not a lot of purpose. He calls a timeout in the Wake Forest game, or that Florida State game. They went 17 of the next 21 possessions getting stops. Now, again, different time in the game. Steve did a great job of getting their attention, and my guess is he got it on this one as well.
They've been scoreless for the last 3:15. Williamson, can he snap it? No, he does not.
Open three, so that's not a bad play. They went through the paint. They ran a little bit of offense. As a coach, you can live with that miss.
3 for 8 on threes in the second half, 8 for 21 for the ball game. McLaughlin. And that will bring us to a timeout after the Wake Forest foul.
Game today for NC State. And I think it's at 2 of the last 3 games that he's gone in and played fantastic. And he's a hard matchup, and he's doing the job. Clemson, great example of a team that's kind of growing old together.
Yes, they are.
Guys like Tyson, Chase Hunter, they're getting better and better. They're a team that basically are playing, I believe, 1 transfer. They've got good freshmen, but they've grown old together, which is important.
They remain undefeated, and they will play Wake Forest this upcoming week. That should be a great one. At the Joel. Hildreth to Appleby. Air ball tracked down by McLaughlin. Here comes Zackery. 1-man fast break.
Yep, good call. Good call.
You like the block?
I do. Well, I like the fact Hildreth loves to get back and draw charges.
Yep.
And Hildreth is really good at it. All right, but that's a great call because he nipped him on the side. So, yep. And it's a good call. But that's where you got to.
Conference is thick.
Well, if you got Clemson coming into Wake on Tuesday night, the students should start camping out no later than Monday morning, right? Like, get in there and be excited about this team and what they're doing. Because Wake Forest, it was not just tonight. I mean, they're for real. That offense is for real. And that connection that they have together is for real.
No question. And they had 8,000 against Florida State the other night. What a pass. Hildreth to Appleby. They are a fantastic combination.
And that's how you get momentum back, all right? Because the players sometimes don't understand how long the game is. Well, the coaches know how long it is. And a team can get back in it if you let your guard down. And that's a great play by Wake, especially for Appleby after missing the 3.
And Mekhi Ashton-Langford's on the bench for BC after landing awkwardly. BC trainer Nick Galato working on him on the far side. So Chaz Kelly mans the point for the Eagles. And the hook by Quinton Post.
Yeah, and Quinton Post had that right away. He's very good over his left shoulder. He keeps the ball high. I'd love to see him cover more ground in the post on his dribble, but just go up and shoot the ball. Play through Quinton Post. You've got time. You'll get some threes out of it.
He's dealt with foul trouble. He has 3. That was his first bucket of the second half. He has 8 points. And a foul on the other end against the Eagles, but Mekhi Ashton Langford out of the ball game with an injury.
Yeah, that's not good. He comes down. Oh, yeah, gets his foot caught in there. Hopefully he can come back from that. Whether it's Tony, whether it's Tony Henderson, whether it's Mekhi, we've had some foot issues tonight. some tough landings.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, there are 2 officials because Tony Henderson unfortunately collided with the scorer's table and suffered a lower leg injury. He remains, we believe, in the officials' locker room. We hope he's okay. So it's just Lee Cassell and Justin Porterfield as the officials.
Well, knowing that he missed the game because he's got plantar fasciitis and missed a game the other night, to come out here and battle it, certainly we want him to get better. But that's a straight trooper now for Brian Kersey's referee crew, coming out here and playing hurt.
One blemish for Wake Forest. They're only 50% at the line. Chaz Kelly too strong. Here comes Appleby. One-on-one with Jaeden Zackery. The hop, skip, and the finish by Carr. Finally, Andrew Carr. He is terrific in the post.
See, as a coach, that's a clip. If I'm Earl Grant, I'm cutting that clip. And I know Madsen lost his shoe, but they got 3 chances at a layup right there because BC didn't sprint back and get inside of that play and try to grab the ball, okay? You can't play, all right, based on this scoreboard, okay? This is where, just get back in the play, okay? Come on, Prince. Come on, get back in the play.
That's not going to play well in the video session.
No, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. That doesn't mean they're going to get the ball, but you got to get back and get in the fight. All right, they got 3 chances at no-foot shots, and they make it.
You thought they had a boost at halftime, trailing by 10. They cut the 18-point deficit to 10, and now it's to 20 with the league bay misfiring.
What BC's got to learn to do, okay, the players have to learn to do is when something's working, stick with it. Let's not jump out of character and start shooting quick threes or getting threes off the move when that's not our strength. Because you allow a team like Wake Forest, whose threes are not only a strength, but their ball movement and their driving kick game is what creates that.
There's a good pass by Chaz Kelly, the freshman from Houston, 2 post. That's more what you're looking for.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the bottom line is you don't rush the game 5-6 minutes ago. Just keep letting it happen.
Cam Hildreth so under control. He always makes the right play. And a foul on Chaz Kelly. You've remarked throughout the game that his floor vision's excellent, and he's just composed.
Well, he is. There's no doubt. And I think he's gotten better with his vision, Hildreth has, throughout the year. And again, great guard play is contagious. It really is. You know, when you've got great guards, and I've coached some, everything's a lot better, everything's a lot easier. When you don't, it gets way harder. And Tyree Appleby sets the tone for this team with the, well, Steve Forbes sets the tone. But Tyree Appleby sets the tone with that ball movement. And Hildreth can score, he can deliver the ball, and he looks like a guy that they enjoy playing with him.
Post out of the mix for Earl Grant. TJ Bickerstaff comes back in. Bickerstaff has been quiet. 0 points, 4 rebounds. He only averages 7 points per game. But as BC moves along, as they're likely going to drop to 2 and 5 in the ACC, they need Bickerstaff to pick it up, don't they?
They do. He needs to play with some confidence. I mean, he's from such a great family. His grandpa, Bernie Bickerstaff's one of the favorite people in basketball I've ever met. His uncle, JB, this guy wins. His dad's a phenomenal coach. TJ he's certainly a better free throw shooter than what he's shown at BC. When you look at his numbers at Drexel, just play with confidence, go to the basket, offensive rebound it, trust your jumper in that lane.
Trust your shot in general. That's
absolutely
for the Eagles. Appleby. Oh my goodness, Ty Appleby.
That's part of his game. It's part of his game. Now, in the old days, he used to rely on that too much. Now that's become a weapon for him, that step-back three. Good choice. Didn't have numbers. Now make the clock your friend, all right? Take some time off the clock, get this thing down to about 10, run some type of action, put the game away.
That was the 9th three-pointer of the game by Appleby for Wake Forest. They average more than 10 per outing, leading the ACC. Bobby Klintman, and he takes advantage. That's number 10 for them.
A little thing, but it's a huge thing. Bobby Klintman was ready to shoot the ball. He was in the slot. His feet were down. He was ready to shoot the basketball.
Earl Grant takes a timeout. It's been a balancing act for BC, but what about this at halftime? Now that's a 5-star recruit.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. I don't know how long it takes to train like that.
BYU's, they're going to have to get back and take him off the line, take away that transition game of Gonzaga.
Last 3 wins have only come by a total of 8 points, John Vita-Perel.
As always from an Ithaca College grad.
Exactly. Kevin's a big fan of yours.
I'm
I learned all kinds of things.
An Ithaca guy to an Ithaca guy. Clearly the Harvard of upstate New York.
That's what I've heard, and now you just verified it.
Absolutely. Don't listen to anybody from Syracuse.
Harvard had a big win today over Columbia, which I know doesn't sit well with Dallin Cuff. But big win for Harvard.
Tommy Amaker's squad with a big one. And there's a 3 for Jaeden Zackery. And those have been in short supply for the Eagles as their second half output 39% for the field. Countering Wake Forest is 56%.
Now, Jaeden Zackery is certainly a capable shooter. Didn't have his best night. Nice turnaround. Nice turnaround.
What a night for Andrew Carr. 21 points.
Yeah, he just fits what Steve Forbes does so well. Did a great job at Delaware.
We gave a glimpse of his offense in their tournament loss to Villanova last year when he put up 16. Madsen. Carr.
Yeah, he's a fighter.
You know what he is? He's industrious.
That's a great term. That's a great term. He doesn't hunt shots, but you've got to guard him in the lane, you got to guard him in the post, and you got to guard him with range.
And he's a problem as he comes up with a rebound. Still working hard, but taken away by Zackery. They are relentless, Wake Forest.
Now, they played well, and to do so much of it without Marsh.
And there's another 3 for Zackery.
And really, the crazy thing is, Damari Monsanto had 3 points tonight. He'd had 11 threes, as we said in the open.
Great point.
11 threes in the last 2 games, and they're up 22 with Damari having 3 points.
If you came into this game and told Earl Grant that he'd have 3 points, he'd take it.
No question. No question about it. That speaks to the overall play that they have with Wake Forest and how everybody is convinced that the best way to help this team is to make your teammates better.
Looking ahead at next Saturday, a Tobacco Road rivalry matchup on the ACC network at 5 Eastern. It's the second game of that college basketball doubleheader. Before that, FSU and Pitt at 3. You got North Carolina hosting NC State. And that is always a fantastic matchup. That concludes the night for Andrew Carr. Well-deserved applause from Steve Forbes and company.
Well-deserved for the entire group. Really was. They stayed true to what they needed to do to be successful tonight. Carr did so much in carrying him in the first half. Appleby did a fantastic job. I'm going to go back to this. Damari Monsanto, for a guy that makes a lot of shots, never let it distract him tonight from what they were trying to do.
Well, Forbes has emptied his bench. You saw that graphic seconds ago, put up by our crack production staff.
Look at Monsanto in the corner. Look at him standing. Look how happy he is for his teammates.
He is.
This is a guy that had 3 points tonight. All right, we just saw him. He's standing in the corner leading the cheers.
And that's what you're always looking for.
That's when you know you've got a real strong program.
So from pillar to post, Wake Forest has dominated BC.
Loved working with you, John.
Led by 10 at halftime. It was a pleasure, Tom.
Thank you. Yeah.
Love working with you as well. Look forward to more in the future. And we thank our producer, Russ Kent, our director, Mike Baker, and our outstanding crew as Wake Forest improves to 13-5 and BC drops to 8-10. Let's send it back to the studio. Kevin Conzer, LaFonso Ellison.